So I just talked about being versus doing, and I was encouraging you to be. And in order for you to be, guess what? You have to trust yourself. And this actually means that you have a very strong and healthy masculine. So you're allowed to be in your feminine when your masculine is trustworthy. Because when you're in your feminine, you actually need your masculine to defend your boundaries for you. So a real life example of this that doesn't have to do with you and yourself, but you and someone else is, let's say you have an appointment at a cafe or something. Both of you agree to meet at a certain time. If someone runs late, suddenly they're in the masculine and you're in the feminine. They're doing and you're like being, but something's being done to you, which is you're waiting and the appointment is broken pretty much. Can you do something? Can you do anything about the person being late? Can you make them be on time? No, it's impossible. You are at the mercy of the other person's ability to handle themselves and have integrity with the appointment. So this is a real life example external to you with what I'm talking about you internally. So when you are in your feminine, you are at the mercy of your masculine. Your masculine must take care of your boundaries for you. So the person who's always running late, they're inherently not trustworthy because they have a hard time having integrity, right? The only reason why they have difficulty having integrity with time, like the passage of time, like they don't notice it or they can't manage it, they can't feel it or handle it, or they have difficulty having integrity with appointments, which is semi-related to time, but a different thing because now it involves a separate person. They probably lack all kinds of integrity with themselves. So it's just showing in the external. So if you have difficulty trusting and if you have difficulty being and you prefer to do, it's probably because you don't trust your own masculine. And what that means is not only do you probably have bad boundaries with others, you probably have really bad boundaries with yourself. And what does that look like? That looks like you can't handle the present moment. That's the biggest thing. If you can't handle the present moment and you do something on top of the present moment, that is your masculine raping your feminine's boundaries. That is your masculine violating your feminine because your feminine is just being in the moment. And so whether you have a feeling, if you have an opening, if you have a surprise, if you feel sad, any of these things, just be in the present moment. And if you start to think your way out of it, which so many people do, and they get distracted. And in my particular position, I'm, let's say, working with someone and they start to like wander off and tell me a story about something that happened in the past. They think they're being present, but they have no idea that they just left the present and they went into the past. And the way that their brain works is there's like this linear connection in their head where it feels right, but I'm saying it's not because you're not being present. You're telling me something that your mom did. You're telling me something that happened in therapy. You're not being present, but to that person's mind, do you understand? It kind of feels like they're still being present. They feel like they're playing the game well. But what it feels like to me is it's a mental link to something else. And I feel them leaving. I feel them leaving. And what it feels like to me is also this energy goes up into their head. So if you understand this within yourself, can you be in the present moment? And what this can be in real life is if you have an experience, any experience, like whatever the experience is, just be in the experience and don't think and don't talk and don't connect it to anything for 5 to 10 seconds extra. Can you do that? I think that will help you a lot. So if you have an experience, let's say the cash register person gave you the wrong change and you're like caught because of your boundary thing. And maybe it was like only a penny. And you're like, should I say something? I feel violated. I'm triggered, whatever. Some people have a rote habit of like, oh, it's okay. It's just a penny and just walk away because they don't want to make a fuss or something like that, right? Or you can have the opposite reaction. You ask for your penny, but you're triggered. So you have this like angry kind of hostile reaction. There's no way for you to negotiate this situation peacefully. Can you just give yourself 5 to 10 seconds? It doesn't matter if there's other people online. It doesn't matter if the coffee shop person is like looking at you funny. Just there might be a lot of feelings. There might be a lot of feelings. And what's also interesting is after the 5 to 10 seconds, the experience will end maybe. There's a natural arc and an end to experience. So after that experience is over, then are you going to go into your mind? Then are you going to, do your old habit? It's kind of interesting. How do you like come out of an experience, right? A lot of people don't digest very well, like physically. Like almost everyone has digestive issues, right? Or they're allergic to foods or whatever. Almost no one digests emotions well. So this is your masculine protecting your feminine. It's your masculine defending the present moment. It's your masculine defending what comes up to the end. Whatever comes up, the masculine defends it, allows it to be. That is the cup being a cup and allowing the water to just rest in the cup. If the cup is too busy doing something else, the water cannot rest in the cup. So I'm encouraging you to be and not do. In order to do that, you have to trust yourself. How do you trust yourself? Have good boundaries with yourself. Forget about with other people. That comes later. Have good boundaries with yourself. And what that means to me is you can handle the present moment. And what you can do to start to do that, handling the present moment, is when you have an experience, give yourself 5 to 10 seconds and just allow the experience to happen. Don't think, don't react, don't go somewhere, with your head. Just don't remember something. Oh, this reminds me of when my mom said that. This reminds me of when I was in therapy and this. Don't do that. Don't do that. If you feel sad, feel sad. If you feel happy, feel happy. There are people who feel happy and they just like cover it down with something weird afterwards, All right. That's it for this for now. Thanks for listening. Bye.